For Honor Alpha is dead. Fuck that shit game. Yeah, it is pretty dead. So I wanted to talk about it really quick while I'm sitting here getting my pants off. I wanted to talk about it really fast since I didn't get a chance to play it before it all wrapped up. I I just wanted like I don't know like a highlight clip or something that I could throw into the list, kind of summarize it. And I don't think that's going to take too long because basically I don't really think too much of it now. I was really enjoying myself when I was playing it, but after the last couple days of like reading shit and rewatching my VOD of my run on the game, it's like I don't. I think maybe I agree with you a bit more, Kroger. It definitely doesn't seem as enticing as I was kind of hoping it would be. A lot of the fun that I was having was just trying to figure out, the basic stuff of blocking and parries and, how to attack and stuff, and really got into it. And just watching the videos and stuff, I really discovered a lot of how that works. And now, like, maybe it's not as deep as I was kind of hoping it was. I'm not really sure if that's like the main reason I'm not so turned on by it. Yeah, you could laugh. I know me agreeing with you is not a common occurrence, and it does insinuate some level of mental problems on my end. Agreeing with Croker a little bit, but yeah. Am I implying what's up? In fact, implying you're good at the game? Yes. And I kind of want to say I am good at the game because of the way that I beat the shit out of that Orochi after he beat the shit out of me and I completely dominated him in 3 straight wins. Yeah, like I think I'm pretty good. I think I'm pretty damn good that I figured out how to do that. That's kind of what I'm talking about, though. I sort of, as soon as I realized how to beat that guy, and then I kind of just, played some more, I looked at it and I reflected, I didn't really like it. I didn't really like it as much. It felt really good to beat that guy, but then I was like, man, is this how it's going to be? Remember when I was facing Conquerors? I didn't really get that kind of established strategy against the Conquerors. It was always like touch and go, and most of the time I got creamed. I don't think I ever really, defeated a Conqueror very soundly like I did that Orochi. I never really found like a hard counter. I got better, especially with the shoulder charge stuff, but I don't know. It was like the Orochi thing was not as satisfying as I wanted it to linger. You know what I mean? Like at the moment I was fucking psyched, but then it was done and I thought about it. I was like, maybe that wasn't so hype. And then I thought about the Conqueror shit and I was like, that was really hard. And I never really figured out how to handle it. I guess like when I appreciate the game, when I take myself out of learning from the game and I just look at the game, it's less cool. Does that make sense? What's up, guys? Sorry to take away that gift so suddenly, but yeah. For Honor Alpha, like it was cool to learn, but I think as a game maybe it's not so good. The inputs are really slow. It just seems so easy to turtle up and just kind of, I don't know. It's very easy to just kind of turtle up. I think the more the better people get at that game, the less fun it's going to be. Because there's going to be less options available for you. People will find the 1 or 2 strategies that best works for the class, and that's all you're going to see. And chances are you're not even going to be able to do anything about it, because if it's an optimal strategy, it's probably going to shut a lot of your shit down. So, yeah, and it doesn't help that the microtransaction scares me a ton. I just don't think it's going to be any good. The microtransaction, it's very likely to be a pay-to-win. It's going to be 4 versus 4. Balanced? That's what they're going to look for. They're going to do 4 versus 4. And I did that. And it's not very fun because it really is just run around until you have another person with you and then just go hit some guys. And if your buddy dies, you gotta run away again. That's really all that 4 versus 4 ended up being, which is exactly what we all called it would be. So, not promising. And that's the main game mode, which is another thing that disturbs me. The microtransactions, the 4x4 being the fucking main ranking or whatever it's going to be. The 1v1 is like a side attraction. And even though I enjoyed myself, and I really do like that throws can instant kill, you throw them off a ledge, I think that's really cool because it's like super lethal and you got to be careful about it. Everything else is very limited. It feels very limited. Now that I think about it, now that I've had time to digest and like look back and also take in everybody else's input of their experience with the game, it does seem to be a very common notion that people really enjoyed themselves when they were learning it, but then when they learned how to play the game, it started to look much more shallow. And people are... I mean, there's just a big chunk of people that are worried about the game's longevity. So... yes, Chowder is here. 1v1 is shallow dog shit. It's probably for the best. The main game is something else. It is pretty shallow. I guess it is pretty shallow. I just think 4v4 is going to be, not much better. Because you're just running around, dogpiling on people all day, and if you ever have less numbers, just leave. Just leave. They can't stop you. There's no like stop you in your track move. Everybody sprints at the same speed. It doesn't use up any stamina. Like, just get out of there. But they could change it. That could be changed. So I still have the game in my sights. It's on my list. I'm gonna rent it, but this is no longer a game that I'm gonna buy flat out. I'm not gonna spend $60 now that I got to play it and try it out. Definitely a rental, whenever it comes out sometime next year. You sound like someone who would enjoy Chivalry. I might enjoy Chivalry. I know my brother played Mountain Blade, and that looked really fun, but for whatever reason, I never really got into it. I just didn't. Maybe when I get my new PC down here and I could stream up PC stuff for you guys, maybe I can pick up Chivalry, Mountain Blade. There's another... Mountain Blade? Mountain Blade. There's another game, too. Mordhau, I think it's called. I guess it's an indie game of some sort. It's a PC game. It's a first-person, maybe like another version of For Honor. You have directional attacks. It's trying to do the same thing, where it's incorporating the realistic type of swordplay and trying to put that in a video game. I don't know if it looks any more or less promising than For Honor. It looked kind of like the same a little bit. It just, without the production values that For Honor has, obviously, because Ubisoft's behind it. And Mordhau is some sort of indie thing, I guess. Smaller company thing. Maybe it's not... I don't know. Whatever. You get what I'm saying, though. In any case, that's For Honor. I did enjoy learning it, but now I'm a little bit more hesitant to sing its virtues. I think maybe Croker has a point. It is pretty shallow. It might actually be a garbage tier game. Let's let it play out, and I'm going to take my enthusiasm for that game and knock it down a few notches. So, thank you very much for enduring that.